ago, I got a phone call, and I'm sharing something with you. Floyd was like, who the fuck is this Boots guy? He said, that motherfucker can fight his ass off. He right now one of the best fighters in the world.
Because you're from Philly and you've seen Boots in the gym, how good is he?
He's the best gym fighter I've ever seen with my own two eyes. Ever.
Wow.
If he turns that at the top level, he gonna win titles at 47, 50.
What happens when one of the smartest fighters in boxing history goes after the top fighter of today? When Floyd Mayweather's brain meets Terence "Bud" Crawford's skill, the result is a matchup boxing hasn't seen in decades, a battle between two men who rarely lose. And now it's getting even bigger. Floyd has officially been seen working with Jaron Ennis. The boxing world is in shock because this shows Floyd isn't just training for another exhibition. This is about pride, about legacy. And bringing Boots into his camp could be either the smartest or riskiest decision Floyd has ever made. Let's get this straight. Boots Ennis isn't just another young prospect. He's special. Experts have said it for years. Boots is the closest thing to Crawford in today's era.
I think the perfect weight for Boots is 160. I think he can go there now and be in his absolute prime. He'll be tight at 54 tomorrow. People think that when you move up in weight, all of a sudden it's easy. He's massive. He will 100% go to 168 at some point. So right there, you've got a 4-division championship. But I don't want him just to be a 4-division champion. I want him to be undisputed in those because I think he's the natural progressor to Terence Crawford. I think he's of the same kind of ability as Terence Crawford. And what Crawford's done is amazing because he was undisputed in 3 weight classes.
Yeah, you got to prove it in a ring.
Of course you have. It's very well me saying it. But you've got to prove it in a ring. But you've also, people know in boxing. So everyone's always known how good Crawford was. But it took him a long time to get the opportunities to prove it. We've got to make sure that we're not 36, 37, 38 when we're getting those opportunities. Because if Boots can get it at 29, 30, he's going to be around 34, 35. He lives a clean life. Do you know what I mean? I think this guy, I truly believe, I think he could be one of the all-time greats.
The way Boots switches stances, reads opponents, and takes them apart looks like a younger, hungrier Crawford. So when Mayweather, at 48 years old, steps into the gym with him, it's not random. It's a calculated plan. That's classic Mayweather thinking. But here's the catch. Canelo Alvarez tried this too. He sparred with Boots before a possible Crawford fight. And we all saw the outcome.
That's about the work with Boots. Did you work together one time? Was it over multiple days? And how was the work beneficial?
Yeah, more than one time, yeah. And he helped me really good. And I'm very grateful with him. We have history because 14 years ago, his older brother, Ennis, helped me for when I fought Shane Mosley and Alfonso Gomez. So that's why we have history with the Ennis family, and I'm very grateful with him taking the time and go there and give me some work.
Do you think anything? Was there anything in particular that you guys worked on that you feel like was beneficial?
No, he worked his team. He's very similar to Crawford. He switched guards too. He's fast. And he's a pretty good fighter, so I work really good.
Crawford completely outclassed him. He turned the fight into a lesson in pure boxing IQ, proving that even the most powerful veterans can't solve him.
He threw a shot and we landed at the same time. I looked at him, I told him like, yeah, you felt that. I was just letting him know that it's gonna be a long night.
Last 30 seconds of the fight, what was going through your mind then?
Close it out, just close it out. If I didn't have that mindset of finishing the fight and making sure that I close it out, then it would have been a draw. Being that I wasn't the champion, I was the challenger, I wanted to make sure that the judges see that I was in control from the beginning to the end. I just knew it was gonna be my day. I came out smiling. I don't never come out smiling. I'm always focused. I was ready for whatever he brought. I was just in the moment.
But Floyd isn't Canelo. Canelo relies heavily on power, aggression, and timing. He's built for knockouts. Against Crawford, that power meant nothing. Crawford was too slick, too patient, too smart at neutralizing heavy hitters.
It's time to eat. You know, it's fun, you know, sparring Canelo. You know, trying to pick his brain. You know, I think he like 70 fights in, 10 pro 15. So I was picking his brain, having fun, you know, and sharpening my tools, you know, that's about it, you know. Yep. Good rounds. Feel good, feel great.
Floyd never needed knockout power. He built his empire on defense, timing, and counters. His entire style is about not getting hit, making opponents beat themselves.
Terence Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he's asked to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, he would jab him. We didn't see any like lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they fought.
Now imagine Mayweather's defensive skills combined with Ennis's offensive rhythm, stance switching, and control of distance. That's what Floyd is doing. He's studying Crawford's style through boots, learning how today's fighters see the game, then using his own old-school tactics to flip it against them.
I agree with you so wholeheartedly about appreciation of a real masterful boxer. Like, when I always talk to people about Floyd Mayweather, they talk all this. He does this, he does that, he's got all this money. I go, save all that. Forget about his talking. Watch how that guy fights. He barely gets hit. He's been rocked maybe twice in his whole career. Maidana and Sugar Shane Mosley. Those are the only two. And he wound up winning both those fights. He's masterful boxer.
If you don't like Floyd's lifestyle, I don't ascribe to Floyd's lifestyle, but that's not my business. As a fighter, we're going to call this the way we see it. He is arguably one of the greatest of all time. Floyd's doing something and we're not acknowledging it. And it's clear that you don't like him. That's the issue. But if we're talking in the ring, come on, man. Genius.
And that's what sets Floyd apart. Canelo tried to imitate Crawford. Floyd is trying to break him down. He understands boxing at a deeper level. That's why he beat Canelo when they fought. Interview 8. But here's a question. Why is Boots even helping Floyd? The answer is simple. Tension between Boots and Crawford has been brewing for years.
Floyd beat everybody. That boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad. On defense, like catch, bam, 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 bam. Man, that boy bad. Floyd had the best defense in boxing history. Hitting you with shots that you don't see, that's where Floyd mastered. You know, hit and not get hit. A lot of people, they give him credit now, but they didn't give him credit when he was active.
Boots has openly said he wants Crawford. Crawford, on the other hand, wants no part of that fight. Not because he's afraid, but because it doesn't benefit him.
And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy.
From Crawford's point of view, fighting Boots gains him nothing. He's already the undisputed champion, the pound-for-pound #1, the face of the sport. If he beats Boots, people will say he only beat a younger guy. If he loses, he hands the spotlight to the next generation.
That's the fight that everybody want to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at
Yeah.
the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so
I understand it,
Yeah.
but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net, acting like this, acting like that.
Crawford knows this, and Boots does too. That's why when reporters ask Boots about it, he often shuts the talk down.
Now you got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested, so until then, you know, we just gonna keep saying, "Oh, Boots, Boots, Boots," until he meet that fighter that's gonna test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, like especially money wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but I'm looking for bigger, better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
That definitely, definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for, you know.
For Boots, this is personal. If he can't fight Crawford, the next best thing is helping Floyd prepare for him. For Floyd, working with Boots is the closest way to study Crawford without facing him yet. And you know Crawford is watching, shaking his head.
When Crawford fought Errol, and they said Errol was weight drained, Crawford said it was hard for me to make the weight myself. People miss that part. I would prefer Crawford to fight Boots, but now that he's at 154, now it's on Boots to go up to 154 to get him. When you see Bud stop Porter and then stop Errol Spence and then call out Canelo and put a plan in place to get with Turkey Al-Sheikh and everything to get to Canelo. When you're doing that, bro, you're not afraid of Boots. With Jamal Charlo, at the time, not much of a name. When he wanted Canelo, most people wanted Canelo versus Triple G. When Canelo was putting that plan in place to go up and wait to fight Triple G, he wasn't ducking Jamal. He was going up to fight Triple G. I am very consistent with that idea when it comes to Bud Crawford.
For years, people have compared Boots to Crawford and called Floyd the blueprint. Some even say a fight between Floyd and Crawford would be a 50-50 toss-up. Crawford hates that. He insists nobody is like him, not Boots, not Floyd, not anyone.
What about the Terence Bud Crawford fight? I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering those questions, you know. And if a fight happened, it happened. You know, I wanted it to happen, but if not, yeah.
In past interviews, Crawford has made it clear he's tired of being compared to Mayweather. He's said, "I respect Floyd, but I'm my own man. I built my legacy my own way." And he's right. Crawford unified weight classes and took risks Floyd never had to. He climbed divisions, beating everyone in front of him. Yet the comparisons don't stop.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
Mayweather is the sharpest boxing mind ever. Crawford is the most complete fighter of this era. So when Floyd starts working with the man everyone calls the next Crawford, of course it hits a nerve.
He's not me.
Yeah.
You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and, you know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, you know, and I'm not him. So.
Yeah. Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Batman.
Yeah, like once again, like he's not me. You know, he's trying to get to where I'm at. You know, he's where he at. I'm where I'm at. You know, he got a long way to go.
But here's the twist. While Floyd is sharpening up with Boots to possibly face Crawford, there's another storm coming. And this time, the name tied to it is Mike Tyson.